different locations and shit. Man, get into this motherfucking bag. Stand on the way, I made. Sacrificing time for this shit. Man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago. They ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool. I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace. I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend. We should try again. You been on my mind. You should hop in. I ain't gon' hurt you, baby girl. You know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love, you know that I.
Yeah, it's Goddess. And I'm a day one type of girl. Ain't nothing wishy-washy over here. I don't jump around, stick to one side. Yeah, the silver, the blue, we got them in their feelings. That star on the field, come pay the D a visit. They say it's hatred, is it? I call it hate and simping. Cause if we wasn't that hating, they wouldn't be in our business. Listen, West Coast say the water tastes better. The fan base go harder, and all the ladies get wetter. Yeah, that's how it is when you straight reppin' for Dallas. We get it in the trap, and landlord tell us what's happening. No explanations in no shape, form, or fashion. When Henny drop the stats, ain't nothing else to be asking. Them numbers don't lie, that's why your argument dry. And we still got them rings, you got your eyes on our prize. Whether an eagle, a giant, or a commando, you in the parking lot crying, we in the Lambo. We stay in our bag, we run it up in the draft. You still talking about the 90s, so who's stuck in the past? Get off me, and I'ma need you 6 feet back. And we ain't hearing nothing till your team beat that. And we ain't scared of running, what you thought we bleed that? It's only one team over here, that's Cowboys, believe that. Yeah, it's you got us the poet. Big up West Coast Cowboys, HTM Sports, and Landlord from Alabama. Y'all check them boys out. Now don't play around with the Cowboys content. Yeah, and you know it's DC. Yeah, DC 4L.
31 teams in the NFL. His system is designed to stop 25 teams.
Shit, I need a linebacker that's over 200 pounds. I need a defensive tackle that you got to pull away from the buffet. He's gone, so no.
Let's talk about that.
But yeah, that's a large part. That's a large part of your
I gotta
team.
make this point because I ain't gonna lie, I forgot about it until you mentioned it. So I gotta get this off before it flees me, and the nation needs to hear this.
And we are live. What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Henny DeMoore reporting live from the liquor store, man. How's everybody doing? And listen, we got a special guest in the building today, man. That's gonna get drunk on this content with us. And listen, I know he's an Eagles fan. That's really the only fault in this man's character. The only character flaw this man has is that he's an Eagle fan. But you know, this is my boy Arkansas Eagle, and we go way back. Matter of fact, we go back to like elementary, if I'm not mistaken. So
Man,
you know.
way
back, man. We talk about church, middle school football, all kinds of stuff, man. So listen, we still slapping the shit out of Eagles fans, but y'all go easy on my partner, man. But hey,
you know, not too much on it, man. I love it. But I need a detail. I gotta pull away from the buffet, but that's funny because we got one like that, Jordan Davis. We had to cut him back. Like, hey, man, in order for you to get a bag, you're gonna have to slim down a little bit. And he did.
Yeah, he lost like 20 pounds, right? Like 20
man,
pounds.
20, I think 26 pounds to believe. So yeah, he looking for that Mill Williams bag. So yeah.
I understand it, man. But hey, dog, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, man, introduce yourself to everybody out there, man. Where you're from, what you do, you know, and how you got into
Arkansas, man. What it do? It's your boy Arkansas Eagle right here, man. Tapping in. Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, man. We on our way, and that's all I got to say. Listen, I'm from Arkansas. I rep the Birds from Arkansas, man. So I get it all the time. Be like, man, are you from Philly? Or how you an Eagles fan? And you ain't listen. We everywhere. You feel me? So I'm just representing the state. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we from my same hometown, from the pound, if you know where that's it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just here to bring you content every day for the Birds, and I just talk my talk. That's it.
Yes, indeed, man. So hey, we got a lot to cover today, man. We're gonna, of course, talk Cowboys, Eagles. We also gonna touch a little bit on some other NFC East stuff going on, man. We're gonna talk really just football in general, man. So if y'all like the content, y'all make sure y'all hit that like, y'all hit that share if you care. Please slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, man, because you know they probably deserve it. And let's
Some
get
of us
into
do.
it, man.
Some of them do. 'Cause the Eagles fans fighting each other after the game. I'm like, we just won. What y'all on, bro? Fighting each other, but whatever.
So let's start with the elephant in the room, man. What was your thoughts about the Jalen Carter situation, and how do you think that shit gonna play out in the end?
Man, listen. When the game kicked off, I'm sitting back like this. I'm like, oh. Well, as soon as that happened, I'm up. My antennas went up. I'm like, hold on, man. What's going on? Because that right there was the moment, like my stomach dropped. I had a feeling that it's a possibility we can lose this game. Because game one, everyone is uncertain. You don't know what's going to happen. You feel me? We got a new offensive coordinator and all that. And it's every year it's a new offensive coordinator, new play caller. We lost a lot of people on defense. So we expected him to be the leader in the room, but you act like you don't know what you act like you ain't got no character to hold it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I was shocked. I couldn't believe what he did. But when they ran the replays back of, you know, your quarterback doing what he did, but you just gotta stay locked in, bro. You shouldn't let that get you out of pocket.
Yeah, because I don't think, because he was so far away from Jalen Carter. Even if he sped over that way, like he didn't touch it with the spit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you can't, and as a leader in the locker room, as one of the better players on the team, you cannot allow yourself, you know, to jeopardize your team like that. That's why when Dak Prescott got spit on his jersey, you know, I'm glad that there was no reaction from him. You know, he let the ref handle the shit. Because we cannot win a football game with Joe Milton, you know, going out there trying to sling it around in Philadelphia week 1. You know what I mean?
Right, and that shows Dak, you know what I'm saying? He used what he used to, hey, I'm going to get you out of your game. And it worked. That's an OG move. You know what I'm saying? And look, man, he just got to do better. I'm hoping that they don't suspend him, but they're going to have their final answer Monday. Mm-hmm. So right now, it's looking like a major fine. But if he gets suspended, bro, we got the Chiefs next week, man. Come on, bro. We can't be doing this, man.
Yeah. Speaking of the Chiefs, man, Xavier Worthy probably won't play. They said he suffered a dislocated shoulder. They're waiting to see what the diagnosis for that would be. He might have to have surgery. You know, it was a severe injury that knocked him out of the game. So even if you go out there without Jalen Carter, you still might have a good chance, you know, considering that he might not be there. Rashee Rice, you know, is serving his suspension. You know, Travis Kelce, he's still good, but you know, like the man is 35 years old, you know. So they might be a little depleted when it comes to skill positions when y'all play them next week. So that's something to keep an eye on in terms of the Eagles. But I don't want, you know, Jalen Carter to get suspended. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's better for the game, you know, if the best players play. But right. You know, they were having conversations, you know, prior to this, you know, in the off season about having a zero tolerance policy when it comes to unsportsmanlike stuff like that. So they might make an example out of him. They might just, you know, take another game check from him, so he might play 2 games for free. So we'll see what happens though, man. But I'm curious to see the outcome of that.
And that's gonna hurt you if you take that money away. You sure gonna get right because you need that bag. You gotta pay them bills, my boy. So,
yeah.
He just gotta learn from that, bro. And this brings to my. I'm not trying to move on, but this brings me to a point where we just signed Zadarius Smith from free agency. He an OG, 32 years old, and we had OGs in the room while he was there. So it's like, do we need pressure? Because Dak didn't get sacked. He didn't get sacked not one time. So like, we need more pressure, or we need an OG to be like in the building saying, "Hey, sit down, bro, calm down," because everybody needs it. We don't have BG no more. We don't have Fletcher Cox no more to have him in check. It's like, dude, do you need a babysitter or somebody? Like, you feel me?
Like, I understand, you know, it's high emotions, his first game of the year and shit like that, but man, you just can't lose composure like that, man. Because now, listen, what's to say that everybody else won't try you like that now? You done showed that you were willing to get your ass thrown out of a football game. There really ain't no bigger games when it comes to like division rivals. You playing the Dallas Cowboys week 1.
Week 1, bro,
week 1.
This is the tone setter. This, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Every game is different, but this right here is like the momentum, like getting you going. You know what I'm saying? So Jalen Hurts, he talked to him and like, hey man, we need to cut that out. We need to get right. We on a mission. You know what it takes to get there. So you the leader now. Like, ain't no more, and honestly, when he went out, that y'all had a feast, bro. Y'all went straight downfield with the run game, and it was easy. It was so easy, but I'm just like, here we go. We can't do this. We can't do this.
For sure. And that's one positive I took away from it. Because even with Jalen Carter there, I felt good about, because listen, when you spend the 12th overall pick on a guard and he's supposed to be like that, he's supposed to be one of the better prospects since Zach Martin, the expectation is to move any goddamn body. Now, he going to have a much tougher task because Dexter Lawrence ain't going to spit on nobody next week. He's going to actually be there. But, he going to have a much tougher task. So, I'll be able to actually look and see how he performs. But, Tyler Booker played a very good game. There were some stunts that gave him some issues that he didn't pick up in time that he just didn't see. But overall, when it comes to, like, power, having an anchor, open up holes in the run game, being pretty decent in pass pro, I think he did a damn good job, as a pure rookie in his first start. But, how did you feel about your rookies, though, man? Y'all have some guys over there like Jihad Campbell in there. Like, how did you think they performed their first time out?
Man, Jihad Campbell definitely stood out for us. According to PFF, which sometimes they ain't always true or whatever, but they bring out facts. He was the highest graded defender for the Eagles for us. So I think he had 3 tackles, a forced fumble, and he was sticky in coverage. When we played that cover 2 and he read the seam, the seam was open and he got speed and just took off and got it. I was like, man, that's something that Nakobe Dean cannot do. You know what I'm saying? So with Nakobe Dean saying he'll be back in week 5, I'm like, man, I don't know, bro. If you playing good coverage like this and this type of defense that Vic Fangio has, a cover, like he want linebackers that can cover. Correct. You know what I'm saying? And if you missing that one spot, I'm sorry for you. You might not get it back. So Jihad Campbell really did his job, bro.
Yeah, and I seen Jihad Campbell run with wide receivers at Alabama.
Man,
you know what I'm
saying? Like staying with him. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, like he was one of the prospects on my board. I wouldn't be mad if the Dallas Cowboys had drafted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Jihad Campbell, outside of the jersey, he's a damn good player. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna take nothing away from the young man. But
I was looking forward to seeing y'all edge rusher. Was Izaraku? His name?
He didn't have a great day at the office.
Yeah, you know Malata was over there working, but I feel like he has the potential though. Like that's just because Malata's an all-pro. He's a Pro Bowler. He's good. Mm-hmm. So and everybody, he ain't gonna see them type of guys every Sunday. So he gonna get his work. He gonna get his work.
Yeah, I'm actually believing, man, they need to play James Houston a little bit more. Not because I don't believe in Izaraku's, upside. It is that James Houston only played 9 snaps for us. He had like 3 pressures, a tackle for a loss. So in the limited, snap count he had, he had a very positive impact on the game, just coming out there and being able to show up and run support, setting the edge, and getting after the quarterback. And he only played 9 goddamn snaps. So,
Right.
So, I'm not saying completely bench Izaraku or anything like that, but, when it comes to, like dividing up the snaps, if there's 40 snaps to go on, Jay Houston might need to get, 20, 25 of them, and then, Izaraku might need to get 15 of them, because he can see legs to him.
Needs to be a little even combo right there, because we got to see what people have nowadays, bro. We just can't expect someone to just go out there and do it. We need to see everybody, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro. Jihad Campbell did this part, man. So, we got, who was that? I think that was the only rookie that was out there for us, but the one that played like a rookie that's been a veteran is Adoree Jackson.
I was finna ask you about Adoree Jackson, too.
Boy, come on, man.
I was damn sure gonna ask you about Adoree Jackson, because
he was definitely supposed to be a camp body. He was supposed to be a camp body because this job was supposed to be Keely Ringo. Mm-hmm. And just looking at the stats every day in training camp, he was getting majority of the reps with the ones, and he was just outdoing them, and I'm just like, how can you, this is supposed to be your spot, Keely, which I'm all for a competition. I don't want nobody just hand it to you. You got to get out there and earn it. And for him to just let this guy come in that's supposed to be in a camp body, just take your spot, and then you come out here and wet the bed prime time against everybody. What, CD had like 70 yards with 3 catches?
Yeah.
or something like that. Like, and it was all on Adoree Jackson. Like, you not. But that's why we acquired Jacorian Bennett, which he came late. I believe he came like the second preseason game. So he was pretty decent in Oakland, but with him coming here, he'll fit right in. So he just giving him time to get him right, and it's definitely his spot for sure.
Yeah. And like you said, Adoree Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, gave up over 100 yards by himself.
By himself.
You know, you see that Dak Prescott was the highest graded player, you know, on the field, you know, during the game. But, you know, that's a large part of it when Adoree Jackson is in coverage, you know. And I love, that's one thing I will say that I loved about Brian Schottenheimer and the way that he approached the offensive game plan. You know, a lot of people, you know, that are fans expect these grand matchups like Quinion Mitchell against CeeDee Lamb, or you know, you want to see Micah Parsons go up against Lane Johnson. Nah, man, we playing find the scrub. You know what I'm saying? And let this matchup football. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure, CeeDee Lamb could probably win some reps against Quinion Mitchell. Quinion Mitchell can probably win some reps against CeeDee Lamb, but I know for a fact that Adoree Jackson is not finna win against CeeDee Lamb 9 times out of 10.
At all. And y'all, I saw the schemes. Like, it was a couple plays where y'all would be, CeeDee would be in the slot, so Cooper DeJean would be there. Then he'll motion out to the outside. Right when the ball snapped, it's one-on-one with him and Adoree, and I'm just like, that quick slant, like, why are you giving up so much yards off this slant, bro? You know, I understand you got to respect your opponent. I get it. But you a pro too. Like, don't you think you got some, I don't know, bro. It was kind of tough to look at that they kept swapping him and out, both of them out. At one point I seen Cooper DeJean against CeeDee Lamb, but that we only do that in our base package. And we barely ran base last year, so we already bringing it out now. It's like, come on, man. So, yeah, CD got his work in. He did that.
Yeah. So, what do y'all think y'all can do about your not wide receiver, but your cornerback 2 position? Like, do you think a move is coming? Because I saw this, like you said, you picked up Zadarius Smith. You saw that the pass rush was somewhat of an issue, especially with Jalen Carter not out there.
Right.
But is there anybody in particular that you think that they're targeting to bring in for cornerback 2?
Not really. I feel like we're just gonna roll with Jacorian Bennett for right now. I mean, we got a lot of draft picks to make some trades, because that's what Howard Roseman said. He said, excuse me, we're not only just gonna use these draft picks to trade up in the draft, but we're gonna use these to get some people, which we've been doing that when we acquired Mitchell from Houston. We used him for a 5th round pick, you know, really swapping him out for Gardner Johnson at the time. But honestly, who's out there to get? Unless you're going to have to go take some draft picks from somebody. You know what I'm saying? Get him some draft value, but they've been hollering about Asante Samuels Jr., but he don't like to tackle. You know, this is a tackling. In order for you to play this defense, you have to tackle, because we let everything underneath and we just rally to the ball. If we got somebody that ain't gonna try to tackle, you ain't gonna make it. Thanks.
And he got a bad neck. He hasn't even got his neck cleared yet.
Yeah, you know, man. So we can't. But a person that we really been, a lot of the fan base we really been wanting is Stephon Gilmore. We've been wanting. He's a little up in age, but he's still a man, bro. He one of them ones.
He did wonders for us when we had him for that season.
Man, he gave AJ Fitz, bro. He gave AJ Fitz when he was over there with y'all, and I'm like, that's the only one that I've seen AJ was like kind of frustrated with, for real.
Yeah, he's up in age, and you know, but I feel like if he was healthy, because a lot of people don't remember he had injured his shoulder in the last game of the season against the Commanders. So
right.
You know, I felt like if he was completely healthy and we were able to play some over our base packages, because when that happened, we were more of a man team and we played primarily zone, you know, against the Packers. I feel like we would have had a much better chance, you know, in that game had that not happened. Right. So I like Stephon Gilmore. You know, I wouldn't mind still bringing him in, you know, for a cup of coffee about with the Dallas Cowboys. But
I think we're just gonna roll with who we got, man.
So this is the rest of the slate of games for today, man. You know, we got, you know, Raiders against the Patriots. We got the Steelers against the Jets. Really, dog, the game that I'm curious about is the New York Giants against the Washington Commanders. You know, another NFC East matchup.
All day. What time that game come on? Because I'm watching that.
Looks like it come on at noon.
Noon, yo. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be the noon game, and I'm gonna be tuned in because I got a lot of questions about both teams. I gotta see how Russell Wilson performs. You know,
Yeah.
I gotta see, if the league is caught up to the Commanders and Jaden Daniels, because a lot of folks don't realize there is really such a thing as a sophomore slump for quarterbacks.
Definitely. Definitely that, because we've seen it happen before. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, the one they tried to put on that said they had a sophomore slump was CJ Stroud, but I don't see it really because he still won a playoff game. You know, so he won a playoff game his rookie year and the second year. So even though his numbers probably wasn't the same, but I don't see that happening for him. But Jaden Daniels, we gonna see. That's only because he in our division, so I have to say somebody. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna see because they got rid of their top running back, which what's his name? Brian Robinson.
Yeah, he traded him to the for the 49ers. Yeah,
49ers. He had 8 rushing touchdowns. That's key for a rookie quarterback at the time to establish the run. I mean, bringing in Deebo Samuel, is it really y'all using him already for jet sweeps? Y'all giving that away in preseason. We already know what he was gonna be for that. So, and they the oldest team, second oldest team in the NFL right now.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So we gonna see.
I say it. I think they're a talented team, but at the same time, they were one of the worst run defenses in the National Football League last year. You know, them being explosive and scoring points mask a lot of that. But you know, at the end of the day, you play too many good running backs in this league not to be able to stop the run. You know, you play Philly twice. You know, I believe they play. They play the same division we play. We play the AFC West, so they're gonna have to end up playing Genty. They're gonna have to end up playing Amari and Hampton. So we'll see how that shit translates. You know, over the course of the season. Yeah, but I can definitely see a regression in the Commanders this year.
Yeah.
The real question I have, is are the Giants gonna be worth a damn this year?
Their defense on paper is looking real good.
Yeah.
That line is looking amazing, but how they gonna score the ball though? Like, who's they running back? I believe we all know you got to have that run game. You got to have that run game to establish your offense, open up play action, and nobody over there is a threat at the run game to me. You know what I'm saying? Russell Wilson not going to use his legs as much. They're going to have to throw the ball to neighbors and rely on their defense. Now, sometimes that helps in some formulas, but in this day and age, you're going to have it all around, bro. You're going to have it all around.
Yeah, it really just depends on how you feel about Tracy and how you feel about Cam Scatterboo. Now, right. I'm not really high on Scatterboo. I wasn't high on him when he came out. Like he was a great collegiate player. I take nothing away from him, but size and athleticism really matters in the NFL.
It do.
It do, man. You're playing a different level of athlete. The speed is different. Tackles you would have broke, at the collegiate level, you're not going to break at this level. So I got to see it, man. I'm not saying that he can't hoop, but, I'm not expecting him to. Now, right. Tyron Tracy is somebody that's athletic. He's a converted wide receiver. He had a pretty decent season last year, but, he hasn't played the running back position for a very long time.
Right.
So if he takes the next step in his development, he might be a decent option for them at the running back position. But I think they're in the same boat as us. Like, I'm not a big fan of our running back room.
Yeah. What's the guy y'all got from the Broncos? He decent.
He played better than I thought he would.
Yeah. He scored twice, right?
He scored twice.
Yeah.
And I still feel that's more to do with the offensive line than his overall ability.
Uh-huh.
Because I even seen the ghost of Miles Sanders make a guest appearance when he had that big 49-yard run. And they got caught by a fucking linebacker. I said, they think I overreacted, man, but you get caught from behind by a damn defensive lineman. Because the boy was playing defensive end before he came to Philly. A lot of folks don't talk about it. So if you get caught from behind by a converted defensive end, dog, you deserve to get cut. Yeah. Then you fucked around and fumbled in the red zone.
And that play, that diving by Dak, that saved him.
Yeah.
We were going to go up 31-20, and it was going to get spooky then before the lightning hit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ooh, that was a good saving tackle by Dak because Quinion was gone.
Dak made a better tackle than our middle linebacker made all night. that boy Jack Sanborn need to have his ass on a bench. He need to be coaching football somewhere. But, Dak played a hellified game. It's just shit like this is why we can't win, man. Like, you gotta catch the ball. Like, these are big windows, man. I can't. Normally, when shit happens, I can blame the offensive coordinator. You know, I can say, hey, there's no separation, there's no space. CeeDee Lamb is dropping shit that's hitting him directly in the hands. You know what I mean?
It was there, like that was dots. I'm just like, how is he dropping these right now, bro? Like, I was shocked myself. You know what I'm saying? I put CD. I mean, I put CD in top 5. Like, he is a dog. But for him to be dropping them passes, I'm like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah.
But it was good for me because, you know, my squad. But
I bet it was.
yeah. For me, I'm like, keep dropping them. But at the same time, I'm just like, dang, okay, that's a surprise,
man. Yeah, I didn't like that shit at all. But
yeah.
you know,
now that this last one that he dove for, he should have ran under there.
We were saying the same shit. I think I think at that time he already had like 3 drops at that point, man.
Yeah.
No, so I think in his mind he overcompensated. Like, I'm gonna sell out and catch this ball.
He didn't want to take that hit on that one. I think Jahai Cameron was in his face.
That's the thing, man. Like, you gotta get hit. Like, football is a contact sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get hit eventually, man.
It's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen, man. So, how do you feel about these ton stuff that's going on? Like, we gave up a yard. We gave y'all 100 yards in penalties, and some of them were just like, come on, bro. Now I get the hit with Bree Blankenship. That was a little ruggish right there. But the ton to get up and flex, they doing that now. We getting to that point.
Yeah. Like I said, man, you know, the same way that they ejected Jalen Carter, you know, they sent out the league memo. Like, hey, they are looking for this, and this year. This is going to be the focal points.
Right.
So, you know, tunning, you know, is one of them. You know, that's why they banned CeeDee Lamb nose swipe celebration. He can't do the shit no more because, you know, they saying it's unsportsmanlike. So, you know, and like, you can still celebrate, but, you know, the fact that he flexed, he walked up to Cuz and flexed over him while he was on the ground. You know, that's the thing that got him. If he had flexed with his teammates and shit, they might not have threw it. But, you know, because he approached them, stood over him and flexed, they like, you know what, fuck it. They threw the flag. So I get it. It's real ticky-tack. You know, I like when folks are able to talk their shit and pop their shit on the football field. It makes it very entertaining. But, you know, because they're adding an overt, you know, they're really focusing on the shit. So you just can't do it. I don't really agree with it, but you just can't do the shit.
They just want to keep it clean and, you know, professional. Because it is a lot of children watching. You know what I'm saying? People looking up to them, but it's an emotional game, bro. You can't. These dudes sacrifice their body for them to be in tip-top shape. They not around their family. You know, some of them born mentally crazy because they gotta make it. Some of them won't make it next year. And for them to make a play and express themselves, and you just say, "No, stop." It's like, that's a drive killer, man. But I get it. It's something people do go overboard with stuff. You know, they be out there chirping and doing all that, but man, it's an emotional game, bro. Sports alone.
It is, man. So this is in regards to we only play zone. So even when we blitz, we put a zone behind it. Mm-hmm. But you know, the Dallas Cowboys did not blitz Jalen Hurts a single time in the first half and recorded only 3 pressures. Matt Eberflus' defense blitzed Hurts 6 times in the second half and generated 11 pressures in that half specifically.
Yeah.
The Dallas played zone 100% of the night and had no player see more than 41 snaps. There were 7 linemen who played between 20 and 41, though. So my question to you, how did you feel about how your offensive line handled the blitz in the second half? Because, you know, before, not last year specifically, but the year before that, you know, the book was out that you could zero blitz Jalen Hurts and them, and, you know, you can have a lot of success. Not saying that Jalen Hurts can't read a defense, but, you know, a lot of the play design did not have hot routes for him to get to. You know, there was a lot of things you could do to disrupt that Jalen, you know, bringing the pressure. So how did you feel in that second half when they did start bringing blitzes and you had guys like Trayvon Diggs? You know, thank God he can't tackle on your behalf because he was dead to rights. But how did you feel about your blitz pickup plan in the second half?
Honestly, bro, since 2023, Well, last year, Jalen Hurts, this was his first time actually doing audibles and calling his own blitz.
Mhm.
But as long as it was Kelsey calling blitz, which was strange to me because you're a center. How are you seeing what the safety is doing? You know what I'm saying? So Jalen Hurts was his first time calling his own audibles and everything last year, and it resulted in good results. So even though they sent corner blitzes and all that, he's used to that. You know what I'm saying? At one point, he was the most blitzed quarterback in the NFL. Like, they was blitzing him like every angle, and you have to do that with skill guys because obviously you see when he one-on-one with a linebacker, he's gonna make him miss. You know, he gotta bring that speed with Diggs to speed him up. And that's, like I said, this is Patulo's first year as an OC, but you've been around for a while, so there's really no excuse for that. You should have something in store for Jalen Hurts just in case you see Diggs coming off the blitz. You know what I'm saying? Instead of using his athleticism to move out the pocket real quick. I'm telling you, if it weren't for Jalen Hurts' legs, y'all would have beat the smack out of us. Like, straight up. You know what I'm saying? And so lucky he's blessed to be able to get out of the pocket and make things happen. I just feel like it's still game one. You know, none of the starters played during preseason to save injuries, whatever. But you still gotta have them hot routes ready in order for y'all to make success. So y'all defense, man. When I tell you y'all bracketed AJ Brown, bro, and people kill me. So I really look at this. I see the 1 catch, 1 target, 8 yards, cool. But do you gotta see how y'all played AJ? Every time Jalen looked his way, you had a guy in the inside, on the outside, and over top. Like, he wasn't getting nothing at all. Like
they was zoned up all game.
All game. Even after when I seen AJ interview, and they asked him, was he upset? He was like, well, I mean, they shaded to my side majority of the time, so it was difficult for me to get open. Like, it wasn't no room at all. And schematically, they should have schemed some things up for him to get open, but still, bro, y'all played good defense. Y'all really did. I get that to you.
All right, so from the breakdown, it looked like we played cover 3, 33% of the time. I'm just gonna round 33% of the time. Cover 6 about 17. Cover 4 about 14. Cover 1 about 12, and cover 2 about 7. So again, this is like the second time since the start of the 2024 season where a team deployed 100% zone on opposing dropbacks faced. So they did not, even think about playing man, against Philadelphia. Maybe they wanted to keep more eyes on Jalen Hurts. Maybe he goes for over 100 if we don't zone up and keep eyes on him because he was killing them. He did end up being y'all leading rusher. But so, I do agree with you. Like, Jalen Hurts' legs were the difference in the game. And
that's the difference. Like, when Jalen Hurts noticed that linebacker or whoever's in man, as soon as his back turned, I'm gone. Like, as soon as you turn your back, I'm dipping out. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't see a lot of single one coverage. Like you said, y'all played a lot of zone on us, and y'all did your thing on that part. But as far as him beating the blitz and reading the blitz, he I can't think of the defensive coordinator that was for the Giants 2 years ago. He was also for the Ravens.
Shit, hold on. He in college right now.
Yeah, he in college right now.
Giants former DC.
Cause when I tell you he
Whit Martindale.
Man, listen, that man right there, he brought so much pressure to Hurts that Hurts called him last offseason and said, "Man, what you doing why are you blitzing me like this?" Basically, like, and the coach, that was his first time ever saying that a former quarterback called him and asked for the knowledge. And it's not like he's not saying that, oh, you got to figure it out. He's like, no, the reason why I play you because of this. Jalen Hurts trying to figure out his own weaknesses so he can get better. You know what I'm saying? And just last year, he was blitzed a lot, but he read a lot of blitzes. He caught on to a lot of blitzes. Even in the Super Bowl, when Spags sent those cornerbacks blitz or whatever off the edge, Jalen Hurts was sending Devontae Smith in motion. And that's what helped us out a lot last year. Motion. Kellen Moore brought that motion to us because we didn't do none of that before. That helped out Jalen a lot and seeing what he could see, who in man and all this and that. And it helped out for him. He really studied the game last year. I give him that.
Yeah, like I said, he made the plays. Man, listen, I talk a lot of shit about Jalen Hurts. Like, it's not a fun. Like when you're an opposing fan, it's not a fun offense to watch with the amount that y'all run. If you look at just like pass play percentage, the Eagles were dead last year, but
Yeah.
it works for y'all. You look up, like this shit is boring as a motherfucker. You look up, they done dropped 30. So I understand why people don't necessarily like the brand of offense, but to y'all credit and to be fair to y'all, y'all do play to the man's strengths. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And that's just good football.
If listen, he said we can throw when we need to, and if we got a running back there that's gonna run, give him the ball. Now I got a stat for him right here, and it's funny that everybody say that Jalen Hurts threw these amount of yards, this and that, but when you have a 2,000-yard rusher, you're not gonna have a lot of yards passing. It's proven. The last couple running backs that there were only 9 of them that had 2,000 yards. Only 2 of them went to the Super Bowl and won. That was Terrell Davis and Saquon Barkley. And those quarterbacks did not throw over 3,000 yards. All those quarterbacks that the running backs had 2,000 yards, they didn't throw over 3 stacks. It's maybe one of them, John Elway. And he had a 1,000-yard receiver. We had a 1,000-yard receiver. He had 2 of them. We almost had 2. Devontae Smith missed some games. Who's to say he would have had them? I'm just saying hypothetically, whatever. But the point is, when you have a guy that's rushing for a lot of yards, expect your QB yards to not be 3,000-4,000 yards. That's just history right there.
Yeah, to your point, the 2 Super Bowls that John Elway won, he played in 16 games in 1997. He threw for 3,600 yards, and then the very last one he threw for 2,806.
Right.
So,
but that was 2,800. But still, though, did he have a 2,000-yard rushing with the 3,000 one?
I gotta see what Terrell Davis numbers.
I only think he did it once, I believe. But the point is, it's just what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even trip about that. I don't care about stats. We don't care about what the win column say. What the win column say. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, the very last one when he only threw for 2,000 yards. I mean, yeah, like 20-something 100 yards, whatever. That's when he had the 2,000-yard season. The year before that, when they won, he ran for 1,750.
Right. And just who else was? I mean, Jamal Lewis when he was with the Ravens. We know who a quarterback they was. They didn't throw for 4.
Hell,
you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just history, man. I don't trip about this stuff, bro. I had to check a little 6th grader yesterday.
6th grader talk about it.
Hey, I checked the 6th grade after the game. It wasn't it. All I heard was tush push. I looked back. I said, "What we talking about?" He said, "Oh, his touchdown runs a tush push." I said, "Hold on, wait a minute. You don't rush for 630 yards off tush push. You know what I'm saying? And the tush push is going to result in 2 things: a first down or a touchdown. What? That's keeping the chains moving. You get a score either way. You know what I'm saying? So say what you're gonna say about it. For real.
Yeah, I feel it. Hate that shit, but I feel it. You
Man.
know. And listen, if the shoe would reverse, I do the shit too. You know what I'm saying? But
you got a rugby player out there at Jordan Mailata. You got a big old Landon Dixon, which he is so injury prone right now. That scares me. Because he went out and the game kind of shifted too because they was getting back there. I'm like, when you don't have your guys, when you don't have your people, it makes a difference. And, last year, I don't want to speak about it, when Dak went out, it changed y'all. It changed. You got to have your people, your pieces in order for everything to work.
Correct. So, yeah. And listen, I think I said enough nice shit about the Eagles for, for the entire show. So
no, go ahead. That's all, man. Bro. And look, man, I ain't one of the ones. If it gets to that point, then cool. But hey, I like to speak facts on stuff too. I ain't gonna just say y'all, trash. I don't do all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I do that on my own time. But right now, we chatting. You feel me? But y'all, like I got mine out the way, saying this CD was dropping everything. I ain't gonna get too violent on this beautiful Sunday.
Yeah. It is a Sunday, man, And listen, if y'all are tapping in, y'all can pay a little communion in the liquor store, man. So hit the Cash App, $ Henny the More. You need to drop your Cash App too, man. You know what I'm saying?
$ Ratliff 27. That's all in right there. $ Ratliff. That's RALIFF 27, bro.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, man. For the price, of a Chick-fil-A, meal, you can support 2 independent content creators, man.
You can do that for us, man. We need that. I got children to feed, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, we putting belt to ass when y'all come to Dallas, though, man.
Hey, you know what? It gets spooky in Dallas, and I ain't gonna say here and say we gonna do this and that. But listen, bro, when that's around the time everybody gonna keep rolling, they gonna figure out who we are at this moment. Hopefully, injuries don't hinder us. But it's always spooky in Dallas, bro. Especially when y'all went undefeated that year in y'all home. I'm like, bro, can't nobody beat them down there. I don't know what it is, you know. It just when you step up in there, it get loud, you know, and it get real in there.
Yeah, you know, that year they had a great, you know, home court advantage. I need them to get back to that, man. And you know, like my boy Tuck used to say though, it was probably based on the people we actually played. You know, we played the Jets without Aaron Rodgers. You know, we played the fucking Commanders. You know, we played y'all during y'all slump. You know, we played who else came to Dallas that year? The fucking Patriots. So, you know, part of it might have been, you know, the level of competition. But, you know, when they are rolling at home, man, you know, that is a decent crowd. You know, they change the plays together. So, you know, I hope that they can get back to that this year, man. And we'll see what they do, you know, this upcoming Sunday when we play the Giants at noon.
One question, bro. Why do y'all wear y'all away jerseys at home? Why y'all do that?
I don't know what the hell they be doing. I really don't know why they don't drop more jerseys. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like
they sell these black jerseys with the blue letters. Don't even play in them bitches.
Man, I ain't understand that, but it's one of them white jerseys that's really icy that I kind of like.
I think that might be the color rush. You know, like they have like the color rush, then they got the helmet with the stripe on it and shit. So it might be that one, but I don't know.
For you, and I watched your live stream when it happened, bro. I believe it was you, Landlord, and it was another guy. When y'all got rid of Michael, boy, you was over here like this.
Yeah.
You weren't saying nothing. I was just like, dang, he didn't took some shots over there. He quiet, man. But I can understand because that would be like us getting away AJ. Like, what's going on? Why we couldn't make this happen? You know what I'm saying? I understood your frustration at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing, like when we got rid of Gardner Johnson again, I'm like, come on, bro. We know we don't have no legit safety back there. Why we keep doing this? I know he'll crash out, but every team has a crash out that's successful. Shout out to LB for saying this at one point. You think about it. Draymond Green, crash out. Dennis Rodman, crash out. Ben Wallace with the pistol, crash. Everybody got that psycho dude on their team, but they got to be able to maintain it. Jalen Carter, you got to be able to maintain it, but still, what's going on with that one? That was a head scratcher for me.
This is my thing. I was more disappointed that they traded his ass to the fucking Packers. You know,
True.
Had they immediately shipped them over to like the New England Patriots, and we got Christian Barmore and 2 first-round picks, or we sent him, you know, to the Packers, and we had end up getting, you know, their defensive tackle and 2 firsts. I would have been all right with it probably the same day, but you shipped them to some motherfuckers we ain't beat. You know what I'm saying? We already had issues beating the fucking Packers, and you sent that motherfucker over there.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was more caught up on that than actually just trading Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
You know, because there's only one Michael Parsons. You're not gonna, you know, just run across them every day.
Nope.
But you know, when y'all won, y'all ain't had no Michael Parsons. You know what I'm saying? When the Chiefs won, they ain't had no Michael Parsons. You know, when the Rams won, you know, like you had great interior players. You know, the Chiefs had Chris Jones. You know, y'all had Jalen Carter in them. You know, the Rams had Aaron Donald in them. So I understand the need for dominant interior play, you know, and maybe, you know, sacrificing Michael Parsons to do it may not have been the best thing to do, but I can understand the vision a little bit. Yeah. I just wouldn't have sent the motherfucker to the Packers.
Yeah, man. That like, why you send them to the ops? Like, you helping them out? Like, what? Yeah, I was shocked on that too. But it came down the day of the game saying that it was either going to be the Packers or the Eagles. I'm just like, hold on, Harry really had his foot in the door for this? You know what I'm saying? And we would have to give up somebody major too. It was either going to be Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter. one of them was gonna have to leave.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to see neither one of them leave. I would rather see Jordan Davis leave than Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter.
If that was the case.
Yeah, and listen, that would have been, that would have been my Godfather offer. Like, it's gonna have to be Jalen Carter. If I'm Jerry Jones, motherfucker, you gotta give me Jalen Carter. I give you my Carson. You ain't gonna have both the motherfuckers over there now.
Right, man. That would have been too much. That would have been too much firepower, man. And yeah, that was something. But I don't know. We're gonna see what he do over there. Hope, wish for the best. But hey, if not, oh well.
Shit. I don't wish niggas the best when they leave Dallas. And I'm petty. I don't want you to get hurt or nothing like that, but yeah. I don't want you to get no sacks or no shit like that, especially when you play my goddamn team.
Yeah, I feel you on but that in your case, I feel you on that, because I don't want you to do good when you leave here. You supposed to be here, bro.
Yeah, you supposed to be here.
Supposed to be here, but man, yeah, bro. I'm looking forward to seeing the Giants and the Commanders play, see what they can do. It's gonna be a good one out of them two, man. So
I believe it though, man. But hey, cuz, you got any closing thoughts you want to leave with the people before we get out of here, man?
Any closing thoughts, bro? Man, I hope Jalen Carter plays whenever we play the Chiefs. I hope he get your mind right. Stay focused. We on a mission. We trying to defend something. We trying to go back. You understand? We trying to retain the title, bro. So it just starts with the key things. Just stay focused, stay disciplined, like Jalen Hurts said. We're gonna be all right.
Yes, indeed, man. But hey, let them folks know where they can find you, man. What's your socials? What's your page? Tell them folks where they can find you so they can sub up to you.
Man, you can find me on YouTube at Arkansas Eagle, as you see right at the bottom. That's really the only place I do my content on here, and I be trolling on Facebook a lot. That's my personal name. But y'all just stay on here, man. Stay right here where it's at. We're gonna talk greasy every time we talk. That's what we do. Arkansas.
Yes, and hey, it was a pleasure having you on, man. We're gonna have to do this shit again real soon. It was great show, great content. And hey, y'all, in the words of West Coast Cowboy, man, never look down because the stall is up. Peace.
Ooh.